here, and I'm excited to be back with my next YouTube web series. This time I'm going to be highlighting some different web programs that I like to use to communicate more effectively, maybe stay organized, and even create some documents that'll kind of blow people away. The good news is everything I'm going to share with you is absolutely free. I'm not going to introduce anything that has a monthly or annual subscription fee. So I'm really excited to jump right into my first one. I'm going to explore Calendly with you. Calendly.com is an excellent way for you to schedule meetings, whether they be phone conferences, webinars, or face-to-face meetings with people who are internal to your organization or external to your organization. So without further ado, let's jump right into Calendly.com. So before I show you how to use Calendly, let's talk about why you would use Calendly. Have you ever been in one of those situations where you're on the phone with somebody and they say, hey, we're going to need to schedule a meeting. I'll go ahead and shoot you an email with a few of my available dates and times, and then you can send me an email back and we'll eventually land on something that works for both of us. And you have to go through this back and forth and you're trying to land on a date and a time that works for everybody. Well, instead of going through that back and forth, you would use Calendly.com. Calendly syncs with all of the calendars that you see here. Whenever it's time to schedule a meeting, you just send your link to the person you want to schedule with, and they will be able to pick a date and time that works for them based on the availability Calendly has shared that came from your calendars. So you can see how easy this becomes because you no longer have to do the back and forth thing. You just send them a link and then let them pick a time that works when they only have available options of what you have available. Before I show you how to change your settings and interact with Calendly behind the scenes, I want you to see what your clients or your colleagues will see when you share your link with them when it's time to make an appointment. You would send them your Calendly.com link. They will see your picture, your name, and a little message that you have, including a phone number if there are phone conferences and you want them to call you. They would then select a 30-minute meeting. They're going to pick a day that works for them. It shows the days you are available and it grays out the ones you are unavailable. So we're going to select this day, and then it also shows all of the times you are available. Notice I've set my day to not start appointments before 8 a.m. and to not set appointments after 2:45 p.m. So they're going to select a time. When they confirm it, they'll put their name in, they'll put their email address in, and they hit schedule event. Now it is confirmed on both your calendar and theirs that they have an event scheduled with you, and it was that seamless to use. So now I'm going to show you how you can go through and create all of the settings that will make Calendly meet your requirements for the workday. This is what you would see as your homepage after you have an account and you log in. So to get here, go ahead and go to Calendly.com, and you're going to want to create an account using an email address that is synced to the calendar that you use most often. So for example, if you use Google Calendar, then you're going to want to sign in with your Gmail account. And when you do sign up, initially you're going to have a 14-day free trial that kind of gives you premium access to everything Calendly has to offer. However, what I'm going to show you today is what you have when those 14 days are up and you are just using the free version. And these are your menus at the top. You have dashboard, event types, help, and then you have this little profile section with a drop-down menu. So we're going to start right here. I'm going to click on that little arrow, and there's a share your link, calendar connection, and account settings. These three things, once you have your free account ready to go and your 14-day trial is up, this is really where you're going to spend your time at. The rest of these are available, the users and integration ones are more available for people who are paying for the paid versions. So let's actually start with account settings. Then we have the name. This is where you can put your name however you would like for people to see when they do use your link. And then your welcome message. I think this is really important to include in your welcome message what the instructions are if you are going to be on a phone conference. So who will call who. So I would recommend putting your phone number in there if you're comfortable sharing that information with people who you'll be sharing your link with. And your time zone, this is a really important one if you're dealing with people nationally or even internationally. So make sure you've got your time zone correct. When you've gone in here and you've made all of these changes, make sure you always save your changes. And then we'll go to the next option under account settings, and that's your picture. So here you can upload a picture of yourself, and this is what people will see when you share your link with them. Then you have my link. This is really important. You have flexibility here in using this, but do know that once you've shared your link with people, if they want to come back to it at another date and you've already changed this, then that link will no longer be valid. So I recommend setting a link that has maybe your name in it or your company name in it, and then leaving it and not changing it again. Again, make sure once you've created your Calendly URL that you do save that change. So that is what you would see under account settings. So I'm coming back up here to this drop-down menu, and I'm going to click on calendar connection. Right now, I currently have it set to just a YouTube test account, again, that I've created. So this is not my usual email address, and it is not one that will ever be checked. It's just for this purpose. But I wanted to show you the calendar connection screen and what you would see. So since it's using Gmail, right now it is checking for conflicts against this email address. And if I wanted to include any contacts in that email, or if I wanted to include the holidays that Google automatically populates, I can click those boxes as well. I'm going to go back up to the Calendly drop-down menu again one more time. So we've already been in account settings and in calendar connection, and now this is the most important one, share your link. When you click on that, it's going to allow you to copy your link so that you can send it, maybe if you're using text messages or Facebook Messenger or something like that. You can click here to automatically email your link to somebody, and by clicking that, it will open up a window that you have as your default email program. Or if you want to embed it onto your website, again, it's just your calendly.com URL. Then I'm going to close that. And now we're going to go up to these other menu options that we have. So we were already in dashboard. That's where we started off. And so now let's take a look at event types. And again, it's giving me the reminder if we made changes, we should save it. When you're looking for event types, when you're in the free version, you're only allowed to select one of these meeting options, and that's going to be your default meeting option anytime you send the link. If you do upgrade to one of the paid options, you'll have the ability to kind of highlight all of these or a couple of them, or create your new events as well. Something else to know about the event types page is that this is where you have the availability to limit when people can set appointments with you. So, for example, we're in the 30-minute meeting window, and this is what anybody who receives your link will be able to schedule meetings for 30 minutes at a time. I'm going to click on the little gear, and here's where we can edit what this one-on-one event type will look like. Specifically, when can people book this event? You'll want to click in there, and again, it shows they're booking 30-minute times with you. And the date range right now is people can schedule over 60 rolling days. So that means anytime from today over the next 60 days, they have availability to make an appointment with me, but you can edit that. Let's say you only want it over a certain date range, or you want it to go indefinitely, where they can actually book an appointment with you a year from now. All of those are options. Again, it reminds you of your time zone, but the availability, this is the really important part. So for example, I have my availability set to 9 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. every day. If I know, for example, that I always have to leave work early on Tuesdays, I can click on that and I can change it to 2:15 p.m. And then I can say apply it to all Tuesdays, only to this day, or you can go in and make it to where it's any of the other days of the week as well. So let's say that I want it to be applied to all Tuesdays. Now you can see the change has already been made. This is a really great feature. That way you have a little bit more control over when people are able to set appointments with you. So let's take it a step further. If you click right here in advanced, it can also let people see your availability in increments of 15 minutes. You can change it 5, all the way down to an hour. I like to keep mine around 15 minutes. If I wanted to put a max number of events per day, I could. I leave that area blank though. And then this is a great one so that people don't decide all of a sudden they want a meeting with you in the next 30 minutes, even though you might be available. I can prevent any event that will be less than 4 hours away. That way I have time to prepare for whatever that meeting is going to involve. You can also include buffer time. That way, if you think you'll be traveling to and from different events, you give yourself some travel time, or you can take a bathroom break, lunch break, whatever you need in between. So make sure if this is something that might impact your scheduling, you do take advantage of that option as well. And then again, we are going to save and close. Okay, so now this is what you have available to you. I want to share my link so that you see what other people see. So I'm going to copy and paste that, or copied it first. I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to paste the link into the new tab, hit enter, and then this is what people will see. They see my name, my photo, welcome to my scheduling page, that message that we had an opportunity to review earlier, and it's going to have them schedule a 30-minute meeting. This 30-minute meeting will let them schedule or select a day over, again, remember we had the next 60 days selected. So if anything this week doesn't work, going into next week, the person I'm scheduling with might be like, oh, I would really like us to meet on this date. So we select it. And then these are all the times that I have availability during that day. And you'll notice my last appointment is at 2:45 because it knows that my workday ends at 3:15. So it's giving me a 30-minute window from 2:45 to 3:15. It also didn't schedule anything prior to 9 a.m. So this person, for example, let's say they want the 9:15. When they confirm it, they are going to put in their full name. So I'm going to put test YouTube and the email address as testyoutube@youtube.com, schedule the event. And now it says confirm, you're scheduled with me for a 30-minute meeting this day, this time. A calendar invitation has been sent to that person's email address that they just entered. That is a bogus email address, so we won't be able to log in and see it. But it had also just sent me that same meeting, and it has already put it on my calendar. So there's nothing more for me to do. So I want to show you what it looks like on my calendar. I have clicked over to the calendar that I have synced with my Calendly, and there it is, Wednesday, December 19th at 9:15. I have my test with YouTube. If I click there, you'll notice some more options come up. Now it says, do I need to make changes to this event? If I want to cancel it or reschedule it, I have those options. What will happen is, let's say for example, I want to cancel this meeting. So I will click that. And if I want to provide a reason, I can just say, so sorry, out of town. We will revisit in the new year. And then I click cancel. It has now removed it from my page. So I'm going to close out here, refresh it, and it shows that it has now been taken away. And until the other person confirms the cancellation, it will show up as a strike through. Once they confirm it, then it'll be deleted altogether. So this is Calendly. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It really is an amazing game changer when you're trying to set appointments with people. So if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to send me an email, make a comment. And of course, if you like the video, I'd really appreciate that thumbs up. And if you're interested in more of the programs I'm going to be sharing with you through the rest of this series, or for more professional or academic success tips, please remember to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking with you guys next week.